All right, let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to see if it's going to work. All right, let's see what's happening. Oh, I am live. Let's see if this is going to work. All right, so I'm going to put this down here so I can see myself right there. All right, so I'm gonna just talk about some stuff. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm gonna share my screen in a moment, but I want to figure out if people can hear me. And low key, I don't even know what I'm about to share, but I'm about to share some stuff with you guys. I need to pull up this. Let me know if you hear. I'm gonna try to see if I can see my comments at the same time. Um, so if you can hear me, let me know. Um, Let me put a topic in here: marketing tips for entrepreneurs. If you are entrepreneur, this is for you. Um, and I'm trying to navigate how I'm going to do comments. So if you are here, leave a comment. Brianna, okay, you can hear me. Perfect. All right. So what I'm going to talk about real quick is the process. I'm going to talk about a little bit of the process. I won't be able to go too long or in too much crazy detail, but I'm going to build this as we go. So for entrepreneurs, let's say that you're trying to start a business. I don't want to do this. I'm going to do uh your business starts here. I don't know if y'all can see me as well, but I know that you are seeing this. And then I'm gonna go to my comments because if you are commenting, I cannot see. um so let's go here, let's go here. um all right, there are some people watching. I had to turn my volume down here. All right. So now I can see your comments. So essentially, your business starts here. So you are an entrepreneur, you have an idea. Or let's not even say you're an entrepreneur. Let's just say you have an idea for a business. It's a business where you're selling a number of different things. It can be you want to sell shirts, you want to sell, services, you want to sell a number of different things. So you start with an idea. I have a bright idea. So you have this bright idea that maybe you're like, hey, I need to make more money. Or you're like, I found this thing that really works, it's really cool. Or you have been working in the industry for a long time and you're like, man, I'm ready to leave the day job so that I can make some money a different way. Oh, I'm up at the top corner. Hey, everybody, I'm over here at the top. I think it's the right hand corner. So you want to start your business. And all you know is that you have this bright idea. And the way the bright idea ends is you're like, well, I know that people like this. Or some of people didn't even want to start a business. They were like, man, they were selling cakes or cookies, they were doing something, and then all of a sudden a friend was like, yo, you should be selling this stuff. So sometimes your friend gave you this bright idea that, hey, you need to start a business, but they didn't really know like the stress that came with it. So this bright idea came and maybe came from, again, from a friend, a family member, um, just a bunch of people that weren't about to actually, do the business for you. So they have this bright idea, or you have this bright idea to start a business. Then your goal is like, well, I know I want to start this business, but I need to uh get the stuff into the customers' hands. I need to have customers. Um, so this particular video, I'm not going to really talk about how to build a bunch of stuff, but I want to get your mind in a place to see the simplicity of how you can get from the bright idea to having the customers. So, and if you have a business, or you have a something you want to talk about, post it in the comments so that I can see that. But yeah, so you have this bright idea. You want to sell. Somebody give me an idea. You want to sell. What do I have around me? You want to? All right. I got some Uno cards. So you want to sell a game. You created this game that you want to sell. Now, the first thing that you really have to do to start to make this work is you have to figure out who this is for. Like, who would enjoy what you offer? uh and when we think of marketing, we often think of like target audiences and all of these terms that are really high level marketing words, but I want to make sure that I simplify this to say you just need an audience. So no matter what you're selling, you need an audience. You need people who are likely to buy what you sell. Now, in a recent class, I talked about this thing called the buyer cycle. And so for the sake of it, I'm going to do a truncated version of what the buyer cycle is. The buyer cycle, and then for the sake of having the word here so that we know that we talked about this, we're going to put here buyer cycle. And I'm not going to, yeah, anywho, so buyer cycle. So the people that are interested in your bright idea as customers are your audience. But these people that are interested in your bright idea that you need to be your customers are going through a buyer cycle. Essentially, they have to go through these series of like finding out if your item is the right thing for them and if your item meets a need that they have or a desire that they have. So no matter what you're selling, it can be something that's just a luxury item. It can be something that's really amazing. But at the end of the day, when they go through this buyer cycle, they are in a discovery mode. They're discovering if the product that you are selling is right for them, if it's the right solution for them, if it will get them the results that they need. There's a lot of questions. So what we end up doing oftentimes in business is we have this bright idea, and then we start to shout on the rooftops, hey, come buy this. Hey, come buy this. Hey, come buy this. But we're never giving these people who are the buyers, who are the audience, we're never giving them a true reason to buy. We're never giving them this thought that like, well, you need this product because of this. This is the right one because of this. This works this way. There's a lot of questions. So buyers have questions. Let's duplicate this. And I know I'm going fast, but it is what it is. All right. So buyers, in the buyer cycles, buyers have questions. They have questions that you can answer, but sometimes in your marketing and in your information, you may not be sharing the answers to the questions. This can be in business, this can be in nonprofit, this can be in whatever, because let's say you are a nonprofit and you are looking for investors. These investors are at that point buyers, and they need to figure out in their buying cycle, is your product, is your service, is your nonprofit the right one for them to connect to and put their money into? So anytime you have this bright idea to start a business, whether it's a luxury item, a necessity, you have to say, can I give my buyers or my potential clients or customers enough information to make an educated purchase? So you want them to make an educated uh, my camera's in the way of this shot. So an educated decision. I can't see if I spelled that right because my camera's in the way. So your marketing at its smallest form is communicating what your customers need to know to make an educated decision. Because anytime somebody spends money, they want to spend money to get what they desire, what they want, what they need. And if you don't communicate through this cycle to this audience that you need because you need customers, if you don't communicate this process effectively, then your audience ends up going to their alternatives. So every company, every business, every product has an alternative. So no matter what you sell, somebody else sells something familiar or similar to this. And if you don't communicate why it's good for the buyer, it will not sell. So an overview real quick. You have a bright idea that you want to sell something, that you want to start a business, that you want to do this. In order for your business to be successful, you need to have customers. These customers are your audience. They are the people that you're speaking to. So marketing is about communicating the value, what's great, what's amazing about your product or your bright idea to the right audience so that that audience becomes customers. So I know that was fast. If you got questions, put those comments in, but this is the starting point. And it's so simple, but it's so real. You want to sell something to an audience that's listening because you need customers, because if you don't have customers, you ain't got no money. If you ain't got customers, ain't got money, and then you just stressed out and you're like, okay, I can't do this because I know I have a good product. I know this is great, but I ain't got nobody buying. And that's not where you want to be. So for you that are just coming in, this is your life. This is the life of people that are potentially going to buy from you. So they say, well, I heard about this product that helps me lose weight. I heard about this product that helps me gain weight. Learned about this product that helps me to function better. I heard about this thing that was really cool. Now I have questions about it. So what happens is we sometimes get upset when the buyers have questions. In your process, if you are not communicating the value, let me do another block right here. And if y'all are here, just comment that you're here. Say something to me. I see the numbers, but I don't like to be calling out people because if you ain't staying, it just be weird to call you out and you ain't there. So, all right. So, anywho, let me know that you're here. So, you have the bright idea. Your marketing comes in when you communicate to the audience so that they become customers. This is the basics. And then of course there's, like I said, because this is the basics, there's a lot of other parts, but your bright idea, your product, let me do this, your product or service has to be communicated to the right people the right way at the right time in order to have customers. Those customers are going through this a cycle as well, where they say, okay, I need this, I want this, I'm not sure if it's the right thing for me. So it's one thing to say, oh, hey, I got this product that helps you lose weight. It's another thing to say, I have a product that works this way, that does this. This is why you need it. Because at the end of the day, when you spend your money on something, you are spending it because you want some results. You want to be happy. You want something from this. Now, before a person buys, they need to be educated. If you're not educating your customers, not just showing your promotional content, not just posting random stuff, you have to share the right communication that helps them understand who, what, when. Let me write this. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. You have to communicate all of these things to them, because just because they don't buy on Monday, when you posted your thing, they may have some questions that they need answered, and they need to see if there's alternatives that may be cheaper, more effective, or works better for their situation. And they need to find out. So they go Google searching and searching online. And because you haven't communicated effectively, they go to someone else that offers a similar or like product. So posting your stuff saying that I got this product is not enough to make money. You have to communicate who it's for. What does it do? When can I get it? Where can I get it from? Why do I need this? How does it work? And when you begin to communicate those things in creative ways, you don't want to just post a comment that says, okay, this is for people that weigh this, or this is for people that feel this way. You want to communicate how this makes them feel. And again, if it's a luxury product or an expensive product, you may have to communicate it more times in a different way. So here's the breakdown, and I'm going to log off. I've been on for almost 15 minutes. But if you want to get more insight on the process of getting your ideas and your products and your services to the right customers, and how to build the mechanism and the thought processes that gets your brand recognized by people, your audience that you need to make money, DM me for details on how to join a call that I do. And I break down a lot of these things and answer questions about that. Uh, Example of this could be a coffee mug. Yes, a coffee mug is a product that people use. And we don't know why people choose certain coffee mugs, but we know coffee drinkers need coffee mugs. Now we still have to explain, if it's a branded coffee mug, if it's a coffee mug that has unique features that keep your coffee longer. People have to know what they're getting, why they are getting it. So yes. So DM me if you want to get more information and want help understanding this process and going through this process so that you can start to communicate your brand, your idea, your service, your product in a better way. But that's kind of what I'm going to share for today. I literally could talk about this for another hour, but for an overview for the people that are just coming in, we talked about you have a product or a service that either your friends or family convinced you to have this bright idea to start a business that you knew nothing about, and now you need customers. And you can't have customers because you don't know how to talk to your audience. So if you don't communicate to your audience the right way, they don't become customers, and the customers are going through a cycle. You have to catch them when they're in their curious stage, because you provide something that's great for them and they don't realize it. Now they go search and they find somebody else that does it for better or for a lower price, because competition is real. All right. Brianna says our coffee mugs are great because we have stylish and affordable prices. So that's a great start. Now the question is, um, that's kind of what I mean. But now you have to dive into, like, well, they're stylish and affordable, but how many people have stylish and affordable coffee mugs? How can you differentiate yourself from other people that have stylish and affordable coffee mugs? And how can you communicate to coffee drinkers? So one thing that you can do is, if you're doing advertising, you can advertise towards advertise to people that like Folgers and other coffee companies. And then you can talk about your coffee mugs. You can say how awesome they are. You can, if there's something unique about how you brand the coffee mugs, or what they can put on it, or whatever the case may be. People can get coffee mugs on Amazon. So how can you say, well, instead of them getting their coffee mug from Amazon, I'm going to convince them to get it from me? Because once they see that you have a beautiful coffee mug and that's stylish and affordable, they're going to be like, okay, let me Google and see if I can find this type of coffee mug somewhere else for a lower price, or let me go to Amazon and see if they have something similar. Because the commitment to coffee mugs may not be very high, but a commitment to the brand and what you provide could be very different and make a large impact on how people receive your brand, and how you communicate it will determine it. So we talked about uh, a lot of stuff. So if you missed it, you can watch the replay. If you want to join me for a live session with a bunch of my clients and students, you can do that by DMing me, and I can share the link, and you can sign up to go over this stuff and a lot more with a lot of great people on Mondays at 7 o'clock. So I wanted to share all of that so that you can know that you can join me. So you can DM me, you can rewind this, but there's a lot to go over, and I couldn't go over it in this short amount of time. Brent, I'm glad you see that. Now, um, yeah, you can go out there and live your best life with your coffee mugs, and make people buy your coffee mugs over everybody else's coffee mugs. Make them love you, make them buy into you. All right, that's all I got. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, share it. If you don't like sharing stuff, don't share it. I'm gonna post some more stuff, and it just is what it is. So that's that. And I suppose real quickly, if anybody has a question, shoot, I didn't even record this as a backup. Anywho, if anyone has a question, I'll answer a few questions as it relates to marketing or whatever you got a question on. Um, yeah, and I'll wait. Any questions? Uh, so, and I'm probably going to do these talks on my actual business page, which is Antoine Chambers Consulting, which is, I want to put it in the comments. All right, I see some questions coming in. Let me get to those. All right, yeah, I'll go like my page too. What was the question? Oh, it wasn't a question. Jamie, hopefully you're doing well. Uh, I'm happy you were able to tune in. But yeah, that's all I'm giving for today. You can watch the replay if you want to join me on Mondays. Uh, I may keep this up or I may move it to my YouTube channel. But it'll definitely be available. But if you go either way, it'll be up somewhere, most likely on my business page or my YouTube page. Um, why do you think people engage more on your personal page versus your business page? Um, honestly, and I shared this last night in my group. Honestly, the reason people engage more, one is the algorithm, of course, but two, your people be trying to support you. They be trying to be there for you. Even if you ain't doing great, they just be loving you. So on your personal page, you get support. On your business page, people have to buy into you. And your content has to be consistent enough on your business page for it to react, for people to react. And on your business page, sometimes you do have to advertise to get people's attention. uh on your personal page, you've kind of been building this up for a while. You have people that are there, it's easy for them to see it. Sometimes the business pages don't show up in the timeline as much unless people select it as their like to be seen first, one of their kind of favorites. So people engage not because the content is any different or better, but you've already kind of built the relationship. Like, think of this: on your personal page, you've been building relationships with people on that page for years, so it's easier for them to engage. On your business page, it's not a long time. So on there, you have to cultivate people to believe in what you do and to connect with you. And it's tedious because it's like starting a new relationship and you have to go through the ups and downs of that. So that's why I believe the personal page is better. I prefer to go on my personal page sometimes because it's more comfortable, because I know more of the people. On the business page, you be seeing names and you don't necessarily always know them, and it can be overwhelming. And then it also takes a lot of confidence to push yourself. Also, on your business page, you have to your the quality of your content has to be so compelling that people really buy into you. So you can build it, but I would say try one platform at a time. If you do well on Instagram, keep pushing Instagram. If you do well on Facebook, keep pushing Facebook. Don't let your business uh, knock you out. Don't let it make you go crazy. Yeah, business is like you gotta go through it. You gotta push, and it's not easy. Anybody else got questions? I For you that just came in, I honestly, I just like taught a whole 15-20 minute masterclass earlier, so you'll have to go back and watch the replay. Right now I'm just answering questions and my water bottle is empty, so I might go pretty soon. All right, Jamie says, what recommendations do you have for people who are starting fresh, becoming an entrepreneur? um For people that are starting fresh, my first thought is to be patient. Make sure that you have an income stream so that you're not depending on the entrepreneurship business stream to make it work. Because if you depend on that income stream, it becomes more stressful. I believe that as you become an entrepreneur, there should be an element of fun to it. Unfortunately, a lot of us become entrepreneurs to make money, and making money isn't that easy, especially when you start out, because there's so much competition. You can't get around competition. Like if you try to start a coffee shop, the problem is you got major coffee shops. So now you have to do so much more just to get a little impact. So I would say just start off by planning out your ideas. And then I'll share my screen really quick to give some more insight on that. And if you have questions, post your questions. I'm going to go back to the screen that I was sharing earlier. So let me make a box for the beginner entrepreneur. And this is what you're going to do. First, you are going to understand what your product and service is. So you're going to understand your product and service. Then, after you understand what your product and service is, you're then going to understand who needs it and why they need it. Uh-oh. Then you're going to take time to learn. You're going to take time to learn. You're going to understand. I'm getting text messages. Understand how to sell it. Because when you start a business, your goal is to make money, but it can be stressful. So first, you're going to really understand what your product is. You're going to be able to communicate in very few words what your product is, what your service does. Then you're going to take time to understand who needs it. Not everybody needs your product. Just because you sell water, not everybody wants your water. Um, so you have to say, well, who needs this? Why do they need it? What does it do for them? How can they get excited about it? How can I explain it to them? Or actually, not how I explain it to it. That's the next step. How to sell it. You don't sell houses the same way you sell bottled water. You don't sell high end the same way you sell cheap stuff, but you still take some of the same effort. So your starting point is understand your product, understand who needs it, why they need it. After you understand that stuff, then figure out how can I sell it? What is my process? What questions do I need to ask to make sure that the people that are buying into my product uh I'm sorry, I'm getting a bunch of text messages that are buying into my product understand what it is. So when you become like, sometimes people become entrepreneurs and don't realize that entrepreneurship is literally becoming a salesperson. Like if you didn't like sales, if you didn't like working in the call center, if you didn't like working in the grocery store, if you didn't like working in the fast food chain, if you didn't like dealing with people, this is going to be difficult. If you don't know anything about sales, it's going to be extremely hard to be a productive entrepreneur. Hopefully that makes sense. And a little plug, if you have more questions or concerns or want to sit down with me, you can join me on Mondays, and I teach every Monday from 7 to about 8:30 Central. All right, anybody else got questions? So the last question was about, recommendations on people starting fresh. Again, to start fresh, you got to know that it's going to take time, and the better you get at selling your product and explaining your product, the more people will potentially buy into your product. Sales is not just, I just woke up this morning and I'm gonna make it work. All right, anybody else? I will take, oh geez, I've been on here for 30 minutes. I will take a couple more questions. If you're an entrepreneur that has a question, that is feeling frustrated with this whole social media world, I'm going to take one or two more questions, and you can inbox me for details about stuff. I'm running out of water, so because I'm running out of water, I also want to stop the live, but I'm going to wait like 30 more seconds just in case somebody's typing. Don't y'all hate like when you get to like the bottom, like you got ice and then you got that last piece of ice and you still thirsty, but you got that little piece of ice at the end and it don't want to come out? Y'all about to hear me crunch on ice and everything. All right. Well, if there are no more questions, I think I am done. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And check. I think it's still working. And I will probably post this again. I may take this one down. I may post it on my regular business page and my YouTube page for you to watch the replay. All right. Love you all. Have a blessed day. Peace.